Hey guys, pretty nice day in the north today. I tell you, it's about minus 14 out. December 27 is the date today, I think. So what I'm up to today, you say? Well, today I'm just hanging out at the cabin here, getting ready to hit beaver camp and start setting some wolverine traps here. Got a nice little sprinkle of snow. You know, it ain't much, but it all adds up. We're still pretty thin on the snow. So anyways, I thought I'd give you guys an update here. I'll be uploading the first season of Harvestors NWT on my channel here. So, you know, I'll upload one every week or twice a week or whatever I decide. So anyways, of course, the show is made for TV, so it's got commercial breaks in it. So what I'm going to do eventually, I'd like to kind of make my own commercials for the commercial breaks. For the first episode here, I'm going to upload right away. I won't have none of those done yet, but anyways, afterwards I'd like to do that. You know, that'd be fun as well. So anyways, guys, here's the first episode of Fur Harvesters NWT, and the other 9 episodes will they'll follow right behind shortly. Okay, guys, hope you enjoy it.
I could only try to be like you. Try to learn and understand.
Heading into the ENR office, renew my general hunting license for the trapping season. I'm not out here to get rich. I'm not out here to make a whole bunch of money. I'm just out here, a lot of it is just for the enjoyment of it. Such a great job, you know, to trap wolverine and link, or to even run a trap line, you know. The GHL is renewed and we're ready for the 2013-2014 trapping season. I hunt beaver in the fall time because I need the beaver meat for my trap sets for wolverine and link and other predator animals. Also, it gives you a good kickstart for fuel costs at the beginning of the season to get you started. They're still worth money, but not as much as they would be in the winter. It is the opening day of beaver trapping season. I'm going to take a few shots with my 17 caliber and make sure it's fine-tuned. These beaver, when I'm shooting these beaver, they have to be hit between the eye and the ear. If I shoot them anywhere behind the ear, they're considered a damaged pelt and they dramatically drop in price. The reason I use the 17 HMR is because there's only one entry hole. It does not leave an exit hole. So it's one hole in my pelt instead of 2. Make sure she's dialed in good. It's pretty important that you hit these beaver right in the brain and kill them instantly. It's pretty close. I'm gonna have to bring her up about a 1/4 inch. 2 clicks at a 1/4. That should be good. I'll try that again here. Pretty good, man. That was a dead beaver. In the fall time when I trap beaver, I might have a day to do it. I might have a week. I might have 2 days. I don't know. It all depends on the weather. Each fall is different. Sometimes there could be frozen up when beaver season opens. There'll be no beaver trapping. Other times I could have 2 weeks. So I got to get out there as quickly as possible and secure at least 10 beaver to get me started trapping animals for the trapping season.
Coming home.
tie up Charlie and sneak up on that chicken and shoot him. It'll be good supper, lunch, or a snack. And the feathers and everything will go in. Come here, Charlie. We'll go in the bait pile. They'll be used for lynx and wolverine and other predator animals. Grouse hunting is real good at, you know, you head shoot them. Not only you get your meal and your bait, but it also gives you practice for precision shooting, because you got to shoot a beaver right in the brain and kill it instantly. And a chicken's head, it's pretty small, huh? A lot smaller than the beaver head. So this is good practice as well. The other one. Look for number 3. A lot of right in this area somewhere here. The spruce grouse, you always see them in bunches, huh? I seen a bunch last week, was 13. Charlie, enough. Oh, what the hell? Charlie, go get him for me. Bring him here. That's 3 chickens, all headshots. If those were beaver, you know, they'd all be dead as well. No gut shots, no waste of good breast meat. That's good, man. Like I say, that's a meal right there, you know.
Fur Harvestors NWT wouldn't be possible without Fur Harvesters Auction, selling your fur to the world. Buffalo Airways, the home of the Ice Pilots. All internet equipment was brought to you by Cascom and Galaxy Broadband, and cruise accommodations were provided by Greenway Realty.
I've hunted this pond before. I took a few beaver out of here over the years. Ponds like this are real easy because they come out of the water, they don't got nowhere to go, you know, they're right out in the open. Charlie, enough! I was just coming by my highways job, and there was a beaver swimming in this dugout. He just dived, he didn't splash. I'll probably pop back up here. It's a rat, that one. It's a little muskrat there. Oh, jeez. I pulled on that one. Okay. That was a headshot. I had Charlie tied up there when I was shooting on this little rat. He didn't see me shoot it. So all I'm gonna do now, I'll just toss him a rock right beside it, and he'll go and retrieve that rat for me. Come here, Charlie. Go get him! Go get that rat! Bring him here, my boy. Good job, Charlie. Come on.
7 northern down, -40 below. You can walk around, but it's friggin' cold. Left 3 days ago, dogs in a blizzard snow.
So there's one muskrat. The thing about muskrat, they're quick to skin, they're quick to flesh, and they're cased fur in. That means you don't have to put, when you sell them, it's just gonna be the skin, because all the fur is the same and they're all worth pretty much the same. And they're very edible too. You could eat these. Oh yeah, come on, Charlie, good job. Good job. Me and Charlie, we're a team. You know, we eat together, we sleep together, we hunt together. I shoot a beaver, Charlie dog, he goes out, he retrieves it, brings it back for me. I think he's the only beaver retriever in North America that I know about.
This life
What these beaver are doing, they're jamming up this drainage ditch here, and they're backing up the water along the highway, and you know, that's not a real good thing. It's dangerous. It's If it eats away at the highway could drop. They could dig tunnels underneath the highway. So highways gets me to come in here and hunt and trap these beaver so that then they can come in here and dig up their dams in their house. Doing this job for highways, it benefits me because they pay me to remove the beaver. I get to keep the pelts. They get sent off to auction and sold. And I also get the carcasses, and those get used for trapping predator animals in the wintertime. So I'm hitting 3 birds with 1 stone. And this is one active house. Look at that. You lay down, Charlie. No whining. Start on the back end and work my way back to the road. So when you store these conibear traps, make sure the springs are closed. Your traps will last many more years if you do that. These traps should last a long time, should last a lifetime. But like anything, they wear out, huh? These springs here, see, I just set it and 1 spring came undone. The safety gripper is a lifesaver, you see. And they go up, they get caught on there, they tangle and everything, and they don't stay. You know, when you put this safety thing on, it should stay until you're ready to take it off. They're real dangerous. So again, set this on the 2nd setting so you get more punch. So I'll put this trap up. I'm going to keep it out of the water because it's been freezing in the evenings or during night. And come back in the morning time, and there'll be a 1/4 inch of ice on it. You know, there's only going to get more ice every day. I'll also throw some castoreum on this set as well. You know, think someone else was in their area, and they'll come right over. I always try and keep the bait fairly close. You know, if I put it back here, you know, the beaver could come up from this way, but I want him to come to this trap. I want him to come up this slide for this bait, or I want him to come around to it and it'll go through. So every beaver I harvest, the glands get saved. I use them for bait, but you could also sell them. They're more valuable than bait than they are to sell, you know, $50 a pound. All animals love it. Most predator animals like beaver meat. Okay, that trap is ready to produce some fur. Just up the creek here in the early morning, doing a bit of scouting, looking for some beaver colonies. I see there's some older cuttings here. There's quite a bit, you know, these could be a couple years old. Beaver cut all these poplar trees down. There's an older run here. You know, they come up and they drag their trees back down to the creek and haul it back to their house, to their feed pile. And those poplar trees that they're cutting down, that's what they're going to eat for the winter. They'll eat the bark off it all. So this is a good run. This one here, this is a pretty good place to set a trap. You know, you could put a couple poplar sticks there, a little bit of beaver castor, and then you could set your trap right on the edge of the water, or you could set it in the water. What they do, these beaver, they tunnel up and they make little holes, bank dens, whatever, and they cave in, huh? So right there, you could step in this and you could break your leg in it. Like, look at that. That's up to my kneecap. If it was in the dark and you weren't expecting it, you fall in that, fall forward. Your leg's broken. You're by yourself. You're gonna have one hell of a time getting out of here. There he is. There's a beaver right there. I was just doing some scouting. That's a big beaver too. That is a big beaver. That beaver will be back up pretty soon. That was a big beaver. That was a pretty big beaver. He was probably 40-pounder. Big head on him. So what I'll do, I think I will get some traps out. There he is. He just went under me. He went in his house. You see the mud? I seen him under the water. He's gonna pop up really close. I don't think he knows I'm here. You see right there, right here on the creek, that's an old dam. It broke away. You can see where part of it's missing there. In the springtime, when all the snow melts, all that water just gushes down the creek. And a lot of times the beaver dams will get washed away, parts will break off of it, and then of course they just rebuild it over the summer.
Closed captioning for this program is brought to you by Fur Harvesters Auction, selling your fur to the world.
I chose this location here. It's an old washed out beaver dam, and there's a small opening in it. So any beaver coming up or going down this creek is going to cross through that little opening, so that it's a prime spot for a trap. I'm just going to clean up my little area here so I'm not getting tangled. I'm going to find 2 dry poles big enough to mount my conibear on. The reason I'm going to use dry poles is because beaver won't chew on them. And I'm going to make an A-frame to mount my conibear on. So the circle and the springs on the conibear is going to go, each spring will go on a pole, and I'll tie it together. So it'll make an A-frame. I'll stick it in the mud right on our dam. Using beaver meat for bait, you could catch any type of predator animal with beaver meat. Every animal loves beaver meat. They will go to it and they will eat it. It could be marten, it could be mink, it could be lynx, it could be a wolverine, it could be wolves, it could be a weasel. Beaver meat is probably the most used bait for any type of predator animal in the north. Okay, now I walk back down to my dam with my trap that's already ready to go. She'll go where I want it in the mud, safety lock off, and move on to the next trap. Okay, that's solid. So when the beaver swims in through here, when he comes up or down the creek, this trap should get him. This is a good set here, this one. I'll probably have one by tonight. So now what I'm gonna do, make sure both his safety locks are off. I know they're off, but make sure they're not gonna get caught on any of the springs or the teeth. They're good to go. I'm done here. So now my safety lock is on here. Now this trap is ready to go. I'm done here now. Carry on. Looks good. I'm happy with that set. Trapping along the highway, you know, a lot of people hunt these ponds as well. You know, it's not like I'm 20 miles down my personal trap line where no one's ever been before. So I put it here. I had that conibear right here. I had a trap here, and I had a trap there. This trap's gone. You set a trap there. You know, some people they'll steal your conibear trap. Sometimes they'll just spring them, but they do go missing. You know, that happens fairly often. The way I look at it, I'm out a $40 trap. I got nothing. So it was a $40 day yesterday on that one. If that road gets washed out, or for whatever reason, or if they tunnel under the road and a big rig rolls over, you know, it's a hazard. It's a safety hazard. Not only I'm not completing the job on my schedule, I'm also out of trap, I'm also possibly out of pelt, and it pisses me off. I'm just gonna head down to the creek where I had set my traps this morning, and we'll see if we got any beaver in them. Maybe catch one out in the open. There was one swimming around, so. And it looks like we got a beaver. Now how this trap set here was in the part of the old washed out dam, and there was just a narrow little part of it. So any beaver that were gonna go up or down the creek, they had to go through that little piece of washed out dam, what made it a perfect place to put a beaver trap, a 330 conibear. And that was about 5 hours ago I set this trap, so that's good.
Fur Harvestors NWT wouldn't be possible without Fur Harvesters Auction, selling your fur to the world. Buffalo Airways, the home of the ice pilots. All internet equipment was brought to you by Cascom and Galaxy Broadband, and cruise accommodations were provided by Greenway Realty.
Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, what a brute. Oh, he's heavy. There's a nice beaver, that one. You know, that will pay for a few days of gas working on the trap line, and also I'll get enough bait from that beaver for probably a dozen sets for Lincoln Wolverine. Nice fur on him, brown. I'll get this guy packed up the hill. He's fairly stiff, so he's in there he's got to have been in there for an hour or so. Oh, he's heavy. He's a heavy beaver. This big beaver here, his pelt will get sent off and it'll make someone a beautiful beaver fur hat or a pair of mitts, maybe even a pair of mucklucks. Carcass we'll use for bait. Me and Charlie are even gonna have a good meal tonight. We're gonna have a little bit of fresh beaver meat. I'm 31 years old. I'm pretty good with Lincoln Wolverine and Martin, but I'm definitely not a master. Maybe in 30 years I'll be a master, but right now I got a lot to learn. Every day I go out on the field, every day I go out on the trap line, I learn something new. Every single time it could be something simple, it could be something big, but every day is a learning experience when I go out. I'm far from a master trapper. I'm still a little green, but I'm working on it.